Oz. The Wizard of Oz was also made in the year 1939, and it was made by the same guy who created Gone with the Wind. Only differences between both movies is that The Wizard of Oz was not a big success when it first came out, not like the success that it is today. I gotta say, it is a movie that cannot be made today at all because of the costume designs that they had to go through and all such, and I'll get to all that in a minute. Well, it stars a girl named Dorothy that's played by Judy Garland, and she is from Kansas. Then a twister comes out of nowhere, and she ends up in the land of Oz. And, well, you know the story. Everybody knows the story at this point. But not a lot of people really knew this story when it first came out. And this was also, I think, the very first movie ever to use color in their movie. And they were very sneaky about it, too, because the first few minutes is basically all in black and white. Basic movie stuff in those days. But after the whole twister scene and then she lands on the ground and she finally goes to the door, opens it up, it is all color. Every time I see that, I just think to myself, I wonder what the audience was thinking when they saw that for the first time. And I gotta say, this is a really enjoyable movie. A very enjoyable movie is, and definitely deserves the praise that it gets nowadays. It's just, at this point, you just can't make this movie anymore. Well, A, because those costumes are nuts. I'm just gonna say they're nuts. Because the Scarecrow was actually wearing rubber and hay in his face, so that seems real. The lion actually was wearing real lion fur, so he is a very small man holding up 90 pounds worth of fur, so that must have sucked. But the worst has got to be the Tin Man, since they actually put tin on his face, which is insanely unhealthy and made him sick a lot, that's for sure. The first actor who played the Tin Man had to leave because he had tin foaming up in his lungs. So that doesn't sound pretty. And I gotta say, another reason why this movie is completely timeless, because at this point it was never remade, except for The Wiz, but at this point, I think audience are thinking, what's the point? Everybody knows The Wizard of Oz. You cannot make it better than it already was, so what's the point of remaking it? And that's what I really like about this film is the fact that it wasn't very popular when it came out, but the impact it had after the years of it being out has on culture is definitely worth noting. It has more lines than any other movie that people quote, and it's an all-around enjoyable movie. I mean, I've seen little kids today still watch the movie and enjoy it. So that's fun to watch. All that stacked together is definitely making a great movie. And the best part is, another reason why they can't remake this movie, usually nowadays they make movies where they take our timeless classics and then replace men with women nowadays, like Ghostbusters, and no one really likes that. And they kept blaming it on sexism and all such. I can literally walk up to them right now on stage and say to them, alright, I'm going to remake The Wizard of Oz, and this time Dorothy is going to be a man. And if an audience was there, the audience would hate that. Why? Because Dorothy is originally a girl. Such as characters like James Bond, the Ghostbusters, were all originally men. But for the Ghostbusters, they could have done it a whole lot better. I'm not even going to get into that mess. Okay, Wizard of Oz, I'm getting off topic. Alright. Like I said, it's a timeless classic, absolutely enjoyable. I don't think anyone should ever touch this film in remaking it. It is timeless. I'm going to give this movie legendary. That's my score. So guys, The Wizard of Oz, have you seen it? What did you think of it? You totally did see it. Everyone has seen this movie. If you have not seen this movie, what rock are you living under? But whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.